feel like I'm always making videos about the Canucks facing the Predators, but I wanted to talk a little bit about last night's win. Because last night's win, according to everybody that I saw who actually watched the game, again, I didn't watch the game, I posted it on my community tab, I was commentating for the Richmond Sockeyes. This game was apparently a pretty ugly one. Not ugly as in there were scrums and there were injuries and there were fights. Ugly as in, is that really a game the Canucks should have won? Really? Two sides here. First off, there's the Nashville point of view and then there's the Canucks point of view. Nashville is upset about this loss because they are frustrated with their ability to actually convert on chances. They started off the year hot, and now Nashville Predators fans, at least the ones that I saw online, on Twitter, on Reddit, etc., they're all really frustrated about their coaching situation and the way their roster is being used out there on the ice. And we saw that last night in the game against the Vancouver Canucks. The Nashville Predators had 48 shots on goal, and they lost 6-3. They only scored 3 goals. Jacob Markstrom out of his mind. Great performance by him. But another big picture to paint with this game with the Nashville Predators is their penalty killing. Because they gave up 5 power play goals against, and it wasn't ugly. They only killed off 1 penalty, successfully at least, and then they had a shorthanded goal against 2. So the Predators' special teams coaching is not necessarily doing the best either, at least just based off of the small sample size of the 60 minutes against Vancouver. So, what's going on in Nashville? I don't have an answer to that. I'm just a Vancouver Canucks fan who's looking in on the Predators' situation. But on the Vancouver Canucks point of view, this game wasn't one where Canucks fans were rejoicing either. They won 6-3. Which I don't think I actually mentioned anywhere in the video yet. It was a 6-3 win for the Vancouver Canucks, but it was still a win that Canucks fans looked at and they said, darn, they could have played much better than that. The power play went off. And yes, that's Newell Brown doing his thing. Oh boy, we don't want to get into that debate now, don't we? But this team found itself a way to win a game where they probably shouldn't have had the amount of opportunities that they got in order to win that game last night. And yes, 2 points looks great. And yes, 6 points looks great. But when you're letting up 48 shots against and you're making Jacob Markstrom have to put up 45 saves, you're kind of doing something wrong, aren't you? On that note, people were talking about Markstrom and saying that he was playing out of his mind. And this brought up the different argument that I saw on Twitter and Reddit, saying that Jacob Markstrom honestly plays better when he's facing more shots. And that isn't a flawed philosophy to have. We see it sometimes. The goalie, he's cold. He's not facing too many shots. Then all of a sudden, it's a 2-on-1 coming the other way, and boom, it's in the back of the net, and he can't make the save. It happens. It happens a lot. But when a goalie is facing 10, 15, 20 shots in a period, it gives him the opportunity to really get dialed in. It gives him the chance to get his head in the game. He's got to be quick, on his feet, on his toes, and he has to be aware of everything going around him all the time. When you're only facing 1 shot every 5 minutes, it kind of irks you, and you're not in the headspace to be able to be on your toes 100% of the time. And that's what Markstrom was. He let up 3 goals, sure, but the guy made 45 saves. Pekka Rinne, on the other hand, was not great in that department at all. 17 saves on 22 shots. The guy just didn't do too well in net. UC Saros, he made himself 5 saves on 5 shots, which is, it's good. Finnish goaltending, right? I made a video about UC Saros a few years ago. I don't know if that did too well, but I talked about how he was going to be the next best Finnish goaltender for the Predators after Pekka Rinne. I've been following Saros since his days in the HBK Hämeenlinna, but he got the shutout technically. I mean, not shutout, but he saved all 5 shots that he faced against the Canucks. Rinne didn't do too well, but let's go over to the actual game recap, as we usually do in this channel right here. The game started off with Ryan Johansson getting himself a little bit of a nice one over there to start off the game. And of course, I wasn't watching the game. I was at my Richmond Sockeyes play-by-play job. So watching the notification show up on my phone, I was like, okay, we're we're going to lose this one, aren't we? Johansson's going to score, and then Yossi's going to score, and then everybody else is going to score, and the Canucks are going to lose, right? But then the next notification I got was from Elias Pettersson. He gets himself a power play goal, assisted by Hughes and Horvat. It's a really nice one. Hughes sends it over to Pettersson, who's on the right side there. Pettersson, he has a chance, he takes a look, and he just throws it on net. And it was a really nice pass from Quinn Hughes to get by the defender, and Pettersson just looks, grips it, rips it, and he takes the shot and it goes in. That's the classic PD move right there. The guy hasn't been getting too many shots on net recently, and he finally gets one here. It gets in. The Vancouver Canucks tie up the game. You can see Pettersson is trying to find JT Miller out in front, but instead it goes off of the Nashville guy and past Rinne. That would have been a JT Miller tip-in goal, but instead it's an Elias Pettersson goal that's tipped in by the Predators guy. So Pettersson gets a goal, Miller doesn't get a point, but Hughes gets an assist too, so that's pretty great as well. And then at the end of the first period, we get another power play goal. It's from Tyler Graovac, and at this point, I look at the notification, I see power play goal, yes, and I see Alex Edler on the assist sheet, yeah, and then I look at the goal scorer and I say, Tyler Graovac, why the hell is this guy on the power play? Why? Sure, it's awesome to see him score his first NHL goal in like over 2 years, almost 3 years, something like that, but why was he on the power play? Newell Brown, Travis Green, what's going on here? Why is the AHL fourth line grinder call-up playing on the power play? That was kind of weird, but I digress. It's a pretty nice one. Edler gets it towards the net. It's tipped in by Graovac. Really nice point shot by Edler. Really nice tip in. It's a 2-1 game for the Vancouver Canucks at this point, and it's Pettersson and Graovac who are on the board. So at this point, I'm kind of looking at it and I'm saying, yeah, the Canucks have a chance to win this. What's the shot counter going on in this first period? Hey, it's 8-10. Vancouver is being outshot. That's not too bad, but, it's a winning game for the Canucks at the moment, so things are looking pretty good. Kelly Yarncrow gets a goal in the second period, so at this point, it's a 2-2 tie game. JT Miller gets one right back where he should have had a goal on that first Pettersson goal. He gets himself a goal here. It's a pretty nice one out in front. It's also on the power play. It's a really nice stretch of play right here. Everybody gets their little touches on it. It's brought out of the Canucks zone by Hughes. He drops it over for Petey. Petey goes over to Boeser. Boeser drops it off for Miller, who takes it, he shoots it, and he rips it past Rinne. It looked like it hit off of the Nashville guy again before it went top corner. So that's an unlucky break for Pekka Rinne, getting 2 goals going off of his own guys in front. But nevertheless, the Vancouver Canucks have the lead. JT Miller gets a goal from Pettersson and Boeser. Hughes would have had an assist too, but there were a little bit too many fancy touches on that one to let that one go for Hughes. But Boeser gets his 13th assist on the year. Pettersson has 18 assists on the year. At this point, he has 27 points on the year after this JT Miller goal. It's 3-2 Vancouver, and then the Vancouver Canucks just let things open up a little bit more. Brock Boeser gets a goal later on, also on the power play, with about 1 minute and 55 seconds-ish to go in the second period. It's assisted by JT Miller and Quinn Hughes, and it's a pretty nice play as well. The power play is going to work here. Pettersson has it down low. It's sent right back over for the high slot. Hughes out in front to Boeser, who shoots it and he scores. The fact is, though, this one's kind of a weird one because the puck is barely crossing the line. It's slow. JT Miller is there. He's trying to get it, and he doesn't get it. But Boeser is the last one to touch the puck before it crosses the goal line. Miller honestly could have had a hat trick in this game. If he just got that Pettersson pass earlier in the power play in the first period, and then he scored his goal in the second period, and then he got his other goal here, he could have had a hat trick, but I digress. He doesn't get a hat trick here. He only gets 1 goal, but he gets an assist on this one too, which is pretty nice to see. Then Bo Horvat gets himself a goal from Elias Pettersson and Quinn Hughes to start off the power play just a few seconds later. Hughes goes over to the left side, back over to Hughes. Hughes goes over to Petey, who takes a shot, and Bo, he shoots it in. Miller again, almost getting that rebound. Horvat is ultimately the last one who shoots it into the net, but Miller is on the side of the net. He could have had his 4th goal here. But nothing goes right for JT Miller in the NHL. He gets a goal and he gets an assist, but he could have had 4 goals in this game, which sucks. Then Matt Duchene gets one in the 3rd. Tanner Pearson gets the empty net. The Vancouver Canucks win this one 6-3 in a game where the Predators were just taking all the penalties and they couldn't really defend all the power plays. Horvat got 2 points. Boeser got 2 points. Miller got 2 points. Pettersson got 3 points. Quinn Hughes had 3 points. And the Predators go down in a 6-3 decision. Hope you enjoyed this video. Social Live Trolls 99. And bye.